Hello and welcome to the Last Word on Spurs. We are, of course, your multi-award winning Tottenham Hotspur podcast. And for us, this is an iconic edition of Last Word on Spurs, where we do give the final farewell to the Tottenham Hotspur legend, Heung-min Son, UEFA Europa League winner, 454 appearances for the football club, 173 goals, 101 assists, one Puskas Award, one Premier League Golden Boot, one Premier League Goal of the Season, 4 Premier League Player of the Months, 2 Premier League Goal of the Months, record Asian scorer in the Premier League, record Premier League goal combinations. He is Heung-min Son. He is Mr. Tottenham. And this is our final farewell to the great man. Helping us on this show, 8 years in alongside me, it started where it all began. Jason McGovern is alongside me. We've got a very special guest we're going to bring in a second. But, Jason, how are you, mate? Can I just say that I think this is going to be one of the most emotional shows I think I've ever done with you.
Have you got your tissues ready already?
Oh.
No, I'm looking forward to this. You know, great memories of him. And we'll go through, obviously, through his Spurs time, but just a wonderful player for us. And it's going to be hard to think when I go there next. Well, I see them in midweek, but going to Tottenham next Saturday, realising Sonny's no longer with us, will be a very strange feeling. That's for sure.
Amen. And one man that has followed Sonny's journey throughout his time at Tottenham, I think it's fair to say, has been one of the most interesting people to have a look at, especially on the online space, of the feelings around Son. And whenever I think there's a feeling or an indication of kind of where Son is at, I always go and check this man out, and he's followed our journey as well on Last Word on Spurs. It's my pleasure to welcome the legendary South Korean journalist. This is special when this man's on here. I성mo Lee's on Last Word on Spurs. I성mo, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on here. How are you?
Hello, how are you guys? Thank you, and thanks for inviting me here. And actually, Licky invited me here quite many times before, but I always said, "I'm sorry, guy. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. Not now. Later, when it's proper and perfect timing." And then I think now is the perfect timing, because before I never wanted to talk about speculation or what's not clear, but now we all know what happened, and now we can properly look back. And also, I will be honest, there's no super important exclusive or something from me, but I do have some inside information which only I got. I believe it's not super important, but still, maybe I can share with you guys today. So anyway, thanks for inviting me here, and I will try my best to deliver what I experienced and what I think about Son with you guys today.
I성mo, thank you so much. I mean, when I say it's an absolute pleasure to have you on here. And yes, I have driven you crazy before to say, come and join us. And you've always said when the time is right, you would come and join us. So it's a real honor and a pleasure to have someone of your stature on this show for sure. And what I will just say, look, if you've loved any moment of Sonny's time at Spurs, we ask you, if you can, just to share this show out to a worldwide audience, because this is probably, the last time we are going to have a real intrinsic focus on Sonny's journey at Tottenham. And I mean it when I say this, to do it with Jason, who we started this show with 7-8 years ago, along with the wonderful I성mo Lee. This is going to be extra special. So if you can, like I say, for us guys, like this video, push it out to a worldwide Spurs audience. We would be massively greatly appreciated. But look, where to start? We could start in so many places with Sonny. But I'm going to start, if I can, actually, just in relation to the recent tour, and we'll kind of walk our way backwards, because Spurs have just completed their tour of Asia. Intrigued to know kind of what you made of that tour in general, and whether you noticed anything differently personally, somehow, about Sonny, a man that, as I've said, you've followed his career, you've been out there on a lot of these tours as well. What have you made of the last 2 weeks or so when he was out on that tour for you, and anything different that came to mind?
You know, if I speak in Korean, in my language, I can speak like 3 or 5 hours straight, non-stop right here. But as I need to speak in English, Please, guys, please understand I'm not 100% native speaker. Please understand about that. But let me start with, even in your question, there are 3 or 5 angles I can imagine. So let me start with about the point, about the angle of the video you showed. Son himself said, this is a perfect moment to say goodbye. What I really felt in that stadium, the Son's final game and Son's final press conference, all those moments in Hong Kong and in Seoul, what I really strongly felt was, it's sad. It's very sad, but it's also the best possible ending. I believe there's only one thing missing, but I will mention about that later. But it's sad, but it's best possible ending. I truly believe. Bearing in mind, in football, there's no perfect ending. No, there's no perfect ending. When we think about the superstars of football, Ronaldo, Messi, Mbappe, when they left Manchester United, Barcelona, PSG, was it any better than this? I believe Son's ending with Spurs is one of the most beautiful ending in his football history. Although, I mean, bearing in mind, as I said, there's no perfect ending. There's nothing like that. There's no perfect ending which makes 100% of people satisfied. But still, considering all of that, I believe this was the perfect timing, because most importantly, I spoke about this with Licky, right? We both want Son live high, getting praised and loved. And living at this moment, it makes Son's last game for Spurs was the Europa League final. The moment he lifted the trophy was the last moment for Son, for Spurs. There is nothing better than that, I believe, realistically. And also, it was perfect timing for Son to refresh himself. He said he needed that, and we can all see. It's just 1 week since he announced his intention to live in Seoul, and he's also already in LA. He's full of ambition to start with, and he wanted that. He needed that as well. So, in terms of Son, in both ways, it was perfect timing. And also for Tottenham, I believe, especially for new manager Thomas Frank, I believe he needs to rebuild the team freshly. Then let's imagine if this transfer situation lasted until the end of August or end of the last moment. Then he had to involve Son in the team, and then Son leaves, and then he needs to rearrange all situation. It's very complex for him. So by leaving at this moment, actually, I believe Son, even when he is leaving the club, Son made the perfect timing for the new manager to have a fresh start. So we can kind of say that was Son's last present for Spurs and the new manager as well. So in both ways, in Tottenham's perspective and in Son's perspective, I believe it was the best timing, best possible ending. And also, just one thing, I think what is missing is, I'm pretty sure both South Korean fans and UK fans would agree with this, that one thing missing is that Son didn't have a chance to give a farewell at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yeah, but I believe we can expect that to happen in 1 or 2 years later. For example, Tottenham can invite LAFC to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and then Son, and there is Yuris as well. They come to London and they can have a friendly match, and then they can have a proper farewell to Tottenham Hotspur fans in London and in UK as well. So, as I said in the beginning, there's no perfect ending in football, but considering all this situation, I believe it is sad, but it was best possible ending, I believe. Yep.
Oh, Hannah and Jason, this is emotional already.
Sonny's final appearance, of course, for us